Hello, friends, and welcome to Shutty Uppy, Let's Talk King and Queens podcast. My name is Steve Lant. We have an awesome show for you today. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Dusty Salisbury, famous for his hilarious King and Queens TikTok reenactments with his family. Dusty, how are you?
I am doing great. How you demented old circus monkeys doing out there tonight?
We're doing awesome. So we don't have any new ratings and reviews for the podcast tonight, so we'll get right into it. Today's guest, we have a great one for you. He's 27 years old, lives in Saginaw, Michigan, and runs his own videography company. He's been watching King and Queen since he was a kid and remembers the episodes airing every week when they were new. Please welcome Jon Clairmont to the podcast. Jon, how are you?
Woo!
Good. How's it going, guys?
Doing excellent. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, of course.
So where is Saginaw? Am I saying it right? Saginaw?
Saginaw.
Michigan. Where is that?
Like right in the center of the Lower Peninsula, or like an hour and a half north of Detroit. That's the easiest way to say it. Hour and a half north of Detroit.
All right, cool. So the UP, is that the UP?
Not quite. We're about halfway
Not quite.
up.
All right.
It's either the UP or it's Detroit, and that's how everyone knows Michigan.
Yeah. It's like with me with New York. It's like, oh, you live in New York, you must live in the city. So, which is not the case
right.
for me. Cool. So that's pretty cool. You run your own videography company. How long have you been doing that?
For about 3 years.
Oh, okay, cool. So what type of do you do events, or what do you do?
Yeah, a lot of stuff like that. I do a lot of weddings. That's the main thing, and then I do like 30-second ads for like Facebook, stuff like that.
Awesome.
But you see like ads on sponsored ads on pages, stuff like that. That's what I do.
Oh, that's great. That's
Nice.
great. Well, congratulations on running your own business, man. I know it can be tough. So that's great. You've been doing it for 3 years now.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. All right. So we talked a little bit before the show. You've listened to our podcast before, so you know the format. But maybe for somebody who hasn't listened before, basically what we do is we take an episode, a random episode. We ask our guests some trivia. Then we talk about our favorite quotes and ponderings, and then we rate and review the show. Dust, do you have anything else before we start?
No, that's it. I'm ready to get into some trivia.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can stump Jon tonight.
What about you? What about you, Jon? You feeling? You said you listened to a couple episodes, so what are you thinking?
I'm a little nervous for the trivia. I think I prepared pretty well. But
Okay.
yeah, when I started listening, I was like, "Oh, this is some pretty in-depth trivia. You guys get pretty deep." So we're hoping we can. I listened to the latest episode today, and I think it was a girl who was on there, and she was just one after another. She didn't miss. So.
Oh, she was banging them out. Yeah, she was definitely going good.
Steven likes to throw some curveballs in these trivias.
I do sometimes, Jon. But I think you're gonna do okay.
I'm hoping.
So, all right. So let's get into it. Tonight we're going to talk about Season 9, Episode 1, titled Mama Cast. Written by Michael J. Whitehorn, David Litt, and Mike Socio, I think. Directed by Rob Schiller, and it originally aired on December 6, 2006. So before we start, Jon, what are your thoughts on Season 9?
It's hard because it starts off so good. I mean, like this episode in particular, the ice cream truck. How did it take them this long in the show to write this in?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
but then I mean, we get towards the end, and it's it's hit or miss. You know, it depends on the person.
Yep.
Me, I kind of like finishing stuff, so I'll absolutely watch the last couple episodes, and I honestly the scooter at the very the last couple episodes is hilarious. I mean, that's the best.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. Episode synopsis. Carrie insists Doug figure out how to invest their tax return check. And a lot of hilarious ensues. Okay. Trivia question number 1. What is the name of their financial advisor?
Steve.
Very good. Very
It
good.
is Steve.
For obvious reasons, I like that question. I think I've asked that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's a tough one because when I think of a financial advisor, I don't think of like Steve. Steve kind of sounds like your buddy, you know. It's like Bill's the financial advisor, not Steve. So
they did have. I want to say they've brought on a financial advisor before that on one of the shows we did, Dusty, on one of the episodes we reviewed.
Yes.
I think his name was Steve, so I think they're keeping it consistent on this one.
Yes. Yes.
So basically, so what's going on is, Doug and Carrie get their financial or their tax return check, and Carrie can't make it to the meeting with the financial advisor, so she wants Doug to go, and the financial advisor's name is Steve, and that's pretty much how the episode starts. Question number 2. So Carrie's at a house that they're trying to show or trying to sell for her boss, and there's a staged family in there. What was the family watching in the model home when she first got there?
40-year-old virgin.
Nice.
40-year-old virgin. Very good. Which I can't believe that movie is that old, that it was in a episode of King of Queens from 2006.
Right.
I had
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, Steve Carell was hilarious in that movie.
Yes.
And I got to look it up because it's got to be. I'm guessing it's 2006, 2005 or something like that.
Yeah.
That should line up. If you've ever listened to the Office podcast, they talk about how Steve was in that movie, and after that they had trouble, because he got so big from that movie. So
Yeah.
There you go. It's 2005. Yep. And good point, John, because I was just about to go into the whole Office years because Office started around that time too. So, all right. 2000 or 40-year-old virgin. So Doug is on his way to go talk to the financial advisor, but he gets distracted. What does Doug end up doing with their tax return? With their refund?
buys the ice cream truck.
He does. He buys the ice cream truck.
As you would expect.
Yeah. So he's at I don't know, I guess he's at a light or he's at a stop sign or something, and he looks over and he hears the music to the ice cream truck and ends up buying it because it's had a for sale sign on it. Dusty, would you ever buy an ice cream truck?
Oh man, I don't know. If I bought an ice cream truck, I would definitely eat my own supply. I would lose money on it, so I'd be snacking on those things every day. I couldn't do it.
I think, John, there's a quote in there from that, right, about eating your own supply, right? When he
yeah, he said that's
Carrie.
the first. Don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah. Don't get high on your own supply. Same question to you, John. Would you ever buy an ice cream truck?
I would, but I'm sure I would get the flack for it, the same as Doug got.
Okay.
The please tell me there's an ice cream man using our bathroom.
Yeah.
It's me.
I would love to buy an ice cream truck and just ride around and sell ice cream all day, but I don't know if I'm the same way. I think I'd probably eat most of the supply. So
yes. Getting high
I'd
on your
probably
supply.
have to back off on that. All right, 3 for 3, John. 3 for 3.
I'm trying.
You're doing great, man. What is the name of the ice cream truck?
Ooh, so I don't want to get them confused.
Okay.
I think Doug's is Dr. Frosty.
Dr. Frosty, which is
yeah.
which I think is
I know.
hilarious. I'm surprised they didn't like make a joke out of that, like Doctor versus Mr. Because at first I was like, oh, it's Mr. Frosty, but I had to actually rewind it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's
that
Dr.
was me
Frosty.
too. That was me too. I caught it and I went, does that say doctor?
Yeah. I don't know how you become a Dr. Frosty. I mean, I guess it's a lot of eating a lot of ice cream and selling a lot of ice cream. John, how much was their tax refund?
$3,000.
$3,000. Very good. Very good. All right. You're sailing along here, man. You're 5
I'm
for 5.
trying.
You're doing great. And we're just humming along here. All right. Back to Carrie at the house. She's pretty much doesn't want to be there because her boss, Mr. Kaplan, asked her to be the stand-in mom. And she's reading a magazine, and the kids talk about wanting to play a board game. What board game do the kids end up playing?
I think it ends up being Monopoly, but before that, I think they were talking about a game too. I can't remember the name.
So they were talking about Monopoly, or they did end up playing Monopoly. And now you stumped me because I'm trying to think of the other game too.
It was something. It was like Outbounds. I don't know. It had a weird name. I heard it and I was like, that's everyone's heard of Monopoly.
Dusty.
Yeah, I have no clue. I can't even remember which game they were talking about.
Yeah, because it was like the boy wanted to play that whatever game we can't think of, and then the girl wanted to play Monopoly, and they end up fighting, and Carrie pretty much puts them both in their place and forces them to play Monopoly. Favorite board game, John?
My favorite board game?
Yeah.
Monopoly.
Is it? Oh, okay. Why is that? Why is that? You a big real estate guy?
No. I just love hotels. No, there's something about it. I don't know. I always find a way to win. I'm always the one that has like $4, and I'm just like banking on somebody landing on one of my like death traps where they're gonna like I'm gonna hit them like 4 times over.
Yeah.
But I've got like $4, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do here if I land on something bad, and then I just win. It's super weird, but it almost always works out.
Now, are you a classic Monopoly guy, or are you a like they have these newer ones where they have the electronic ones where you basically use a debit card? I mean, which one do you like to play?
Classic Monopoly.
What?
Classic with the You
I
never heard of
don't
this?
even-
No, I did not know that.
That's
Oh yeah, my
That's
kids
too
had
much
one
for
where
me.
where like you put the debit card in and it actually tracks like your money that way.
What?
So it's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and then they have all the the spin-off ones where like they have your town, you could be Monopoly or things like that.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Dusty, same question to you. What's your favorite board game?
That's a tough one. Growing up, it was Candyland and Clue.
Oh wow!
But now, like I don't even know if you would consider this a board game, but I mean you always find it in the board game section. Cards Against Humanity.
I knew you were going to say
Yes.
that. I just had a feeling you were going to say Cards Against
I
Humanity.
freaking love
That's
that.
probably my favorite too.
Yeah.
That is
It's
that is
hilarious.
we were playing it a couple months ago, and my mother-in-law was reading one of the cards, and oh my god, I wish we had it recorded. I literally laughed so hard that I almost passed out, and I did fall on the ground.
Oh, that's funny.
And it was because she had no clue what the word was. She's like, "What does this mean?"
Yeah.
And we just died laughing.
That's awesome.
Man. But Cards Against Humanity is hilarious.
There's one game that we love to play every time we go to the beach. It's some blockbuster game. Like you have to, you know what I'm talking about? It looks like an actual blockbuster video.
It looks
case.
like a VHS
Yes,
case.
yes.
Yeah.
That game
really?
is pretty damn fun. Yeah, you like.
And when did it come out? I mean, it must have come out a while ago if it's a Blockbuster.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it came out, but it's definitely fun. It's like, each card like got to name like a certain amount of movies or something like that. Whatever the card asks you to name, like 90s movies or something like that in a certain amount of time. It's really fun.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I would love that.
Of course, nostalgia reasons, Blockbuster. Have to have that case.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What about you, Steven?
Probably Cards Against Humanity right now. I like Monopoly. It's just a long game.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't have the patience for it, but it's fun. I remember, when my kids were younger, we played a couple times and they had a good time. But yeah, I'll have to check out that Blockbuster game.
Oh, so fun.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right, John, back to the trivia. Question
right.
number 7. What was the name of the ice cream? Oh, okay. So let's back up for a second. So Doug is he's in the middle of selling all his ice cream, and he's at a spot, and another truck pulls up. It turns out to be like a rival. That ice cream truck ends up running Doug off the road later on. What was the name of that truck?
Mr. Soft Serve.
Mr. Soft Serve. Mr. Soft Serve runs Dr. Frosty off the road. I mean,
that's hilarious.
It was pretty. It was funny, man.
Yeah.
It was funny, but this guy was crazy.
Yeah, that scene is pretty funny when Mr. Soft Serve pulled up, and whenever Doug went to go use the bathroom, he had to choose a kid to take over his truck.
Yep.
Not you.
Not you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was a good one. All right, so we're back with Carrie. The girl Charlotte is her name. The girl who's playing, Carrie's daughter, comes home and talks about liking a boy, but he likes another girl. What does Carrie suggest that Charlotte do to get the boy to like her?
Oh, it's something with the I can't remember. It's something with the other girl. She tells her, or start a nasty rumor.
There you go. You pulled it off.
Start
a nasty rumor about the other girl.
And pretty soon you'll be wearing his Letterman jacket.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny, but it's true, man.
Oh yeah.
Girls are ruthless.
Yeah, they're vicious, man.
It's a very Carrie thing to say.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sad, but it's true. Like, I don't know if you'll have to deal with this soon, Dusty. With once your daughter gets older, and I'm not saying your daughter specifically.
No, I know.
Like, she's gonna have to deal with the other girls.
I know.
Because that's what my daughter's in right now in high school. It's like, oh my god.
I'm not excited.
John, you have any kids?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So it's
ruthless.
Yeah.
Yep, I can imagine.
All right. What does the other ice cream driver do to Doug? This is the second encounter they have.
Well, when Doug's in the porta potty, and he hears the music start, and he slams right into that porta potty where Doug was. Doug gets out just in time.
Just in time. I mean, yeah, it's like the door was jammed or something. Doug had to basically push his way out, and he destroyed that porta potty.
I always die laughing at that part. The way he jumped out of that porta potty just always gets me like just busting out laughing.
That and the way that thing just explodes. I mean,
Oh my god! It was obliterated afterwards. I couldn't. And obviously they actually did that. They actually took a porta potty and just destroyed it, which is funny. So Doug ends up coming home all distraught, and he thinks he's being followed. So he's looking for a weapon. What does Doug use as a weapon?
He takes a wiffle ball bat and he ties he duct tapes a trophy to it.
Listen, if you get a hold of someone with a trophy, as long as it's not like a plastic trophy, I think you could do some damage.
Hey, they still hurt
You
with
know
the
what I'm
plastic
saying?
trophies. They
It
still
would hurt with the plastic
yeah.
trophy and
they
the
have
like the
those
base of it.
edges.
Yeah, the edges exactly. So I thought that was actually a pretty good idea considering you didn't have like an actual bat or like a gun or something. So that was I give props to Doug for that one. I'm trying to think of what else like in your bedroom, like what could you use as a. He happened to have a wiffle ball bat in his bedroom, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was a little. Like, I wonder what that trophy was, though. What do you guys think that trophy could have been?
Bowling,
like bowling or something.
Yeah, I was thinking bowling too.
Yeah, either that or softball, right? Maybe softball
from lawyer softball,
wing eating contest trophy.
Wing eating contest. Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Actually, you know what? No, they have a belt.
They have a belt for that. Maybe not back then, though.
Yeah.
So,
hey, hold on 1 second, Steven.
John, you are 10 for 10 right now. You are
trying, man. I'm trying.
Serious. Back to the trivia, John. Doug sneaks into Mr. Soft Serve's warehouse and tries to sabotage his truck. What does he end up doing to his truck?
He put something in the tailpipe, and I thought it would be a potato, but when I was watching it, I couldn't really tell what it was. It looked kind of funny. I was like, wasn't sure what it was exactly.
I wrote down, and I think it's a frozen banana.
Yeah, it's a chocolate covered banana.
Chocolate banana.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's what I think it is. Because he ends up kind of chewing it like a corn on the cob to get it to fit.
Okay. Yep.
But I'll give that to you. He tried to stick something in the tailpipe.
I'll take it.
Absolutely. He actually does get it in there. Mr. Soft Serve ends up coming in and starting the truck up. Doug thinks he gets away with it by rolling under the car or under the truck, and he thinks it's not going to start, but it actually does. So he was pretty shocked when he drove over.
Let's talk about Ice Cream Man wearing snakeskin cowboy boots.
Yeah,
snakeskin cowboy
fresh.
boots. I
don't either.
And when we do talk about who those boots belong to, like it totally. I kind of forgot, to be honest with you, because I hadn't seen this episode in a while, and I was like, oh yeah. But I thought it was somebody totally different than who it was. So Carrie ends up showing up to the house. They're having a great time. She's making cookies and things like that. She's debating. She's trying to talk to Doug and saying that she thinks she likes her replacement family better than her own. But she ends up coming to the house one day and is told she's being replaced. Why is Carrie being replaced?
The kisses, and then what was the other one? The girl Charlotte got a check minus on her eligible test. That's not one of the reasons. That was just a part of it, though.
Yeah.
I think I only remember the one.
No, that was perfect though. But the family complained about her to the company basically, and those were the specific examples. I think the other one was the
family naps.
She was cuddling with someone. What's that?
Oh, the family naps. Yep.
Family naps. That's what it
naps.
was. Yeah, family naps. That's what it was. I knew it had to do something with naps or cuddling.
So
or something.
Weird.
So she's done with the family, and to wrap it up, Doug ends up selling back the ice cream truck. How much did he sell that ice cream truck for?
$1,200.
$1,200. So the guy made $1,800 off of him. Now, you're done with the trivia, John. You did 13 for 13. You had a perfect score. Great job.
I tried.
I do want to talk about the snakeskin boots and basically it was the guy he bought the truck from.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I forgot. Like I said, I didn't see that one coming. Did you, John? I mean, when you first watched it, I was trying to. It makes sense, the guy's
Yeah.
trying to scam him and make some money off of him.
So I think the first time I watched it, I hadn't been catching the snakeskin boots. And
Oh,
then I think at like the very end, I was just like, it
Yeah.
all is coming
Yeah.
together now. It was the guy's name is Cal. I was like, it was
Cal.
Cal the whole time.
Yep. Very good. That's some bonus
Oh,
points
yeah.
for you. So you got you kicked it all out of the park plus some
Killed it.
bonus points. Yeah, but wearing the snakeskin boots, I thought that was pretty funny. I think it was just to kind of make it obvious,
Yes.
or that
Yep.
it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
same
Yep,
person. At the
absolutely.
end,
Yep.
they figured something that'll stand out.
That's true.
Because they kept showing him, hitting the gas and
Yep,
hitting the
that's
brake
true.
or whatever. So, all right, so let's move on to a little quotes and ponderings. John, what was your favorite quote, or what was your favorite part of this episode?
I really like when Doug bursts into the bedroom and he's like, he's looking for the weapon, and Carrie's just trying to tell him what's going on, and he's just like, just going all over the room, and she's like, I need you to give me a reason to stay.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
it's so funny how Doug is
Yeah.
acting, because he's like, get down, and he throws her on the ground, and he like pushes her head down, and it's like,
Yeah.
stay here, stay low.
Then he goes, "Oh, I got to go to the bathroom," and he army crawls out of the bedroom.
Yep.
That was great. I also liked that part too, but I also liked when in the beginning she's like telling Doug all this stuff, and he's like, he doesn't remember any of it, and then at the end she's like, "So you're gonna go talk to Steve, right?" And he's like, "Who's Steve?"
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "He's our financial guy." He's like, "Oh, okay. You're kidding, right?" He's like, "Yeah, of course." And she's like, "You weren't kidding." No, I wasn't kidding.
I wasn't.
That's me in a nutshell with my wife. Not that I don't listen to her. I just
Yeah.
forget things. She'll ask me to do something or like I'll just forget. I'll forget, or I'm horrible with names and faces sometimes. I'm lucky I even know. I'm glad there's this little, for those of you who can't see it, which is everyone, there's names underneath our videos. So Dusty, I would forget your name, even though we've been doing this 24 times. But seriously, it's I can definitely relate to Doug on that.
If you can't remember someone's name, you just
There you
take
go.
a heart attack.
There you
Yeah. Dusty, what about you?
My favorite part and favorite quote is when Doug is standing in line. He's the giant kid out of all those kids at the ice cream trucks, and that kid cuts him. He's like, whoa, what are you doing? He's like, he's saving my spot. Hey, no back cutsies. Everybody knows that. Get to the back of the line. Like, man. Yeah.
That was great. Yeah, he was
Oh,
serious
yeah.
too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he kicked him right out of line.
And then
That
I
was
like that
awesome.
scene that you were talking about, Steven, when Carrie walks in and he's like, what was it? We're out of if we're out of
Oh,
powder,
yeah.
we're out of powder. I'm aware we're out of powder, something like that.
Yeah.
Out of powder
right,
donuts
yep,
or
right in the
whatever.
beginning.
Yeah. If it's I got something to talk to you about. If we're out of powdered
Yeah,
donuts, I'm
I'm
aware, and then I'm upset. Yeah, it's always something. Now, this was a season premiere. This was season 9, episode 1. So it was a season premiere. No
Yeah.
Arthur. No
Yeah.
Arthur in this one, which was kind of
Or Deacon.
surprising. Or Deacon, or basically anybody. It was just Doug and Carrie. So that's kind of a rare thing, I think. I think they wanted to, I guess they couldn't figure out a way to get them in there. Most of the scenes were not in their house or in the common, the usual places. It was in that house, and it was in outside wherever Doug was with the ice cream truck. So I thought that was a little different than normal. But yeah, no Arthur in this one. So, before we move on, John, we always like to ask our guests, what does King of Queens mean to you, and why did you watch it?
I mean, I always even as a kid, I just thought Doug was hilarious. I've always been a Kevin James fan. But I like seeing it as a kid and versus seeing it now, there's so much more. And everything else it's so much funnier as an adult because you start seeing yourself and Doug and like, oh, that's me completely, So it's always been a lot. And I've always had it in some format or another. I've had it in I had the DVDs, or when I was 18 years old, I was bootlegging it on the computer.
Nice.
Always trying to get the fix.
Yep.
Nice. How do you get your fix now? Do you have Peacock, or you have
Peacock? Yep.
Yeah. That's how I've been watching it.
We have the DVDs too, but since Peacock launched, it's great. I just love it. I mean, I just put it on and listen to it through my headphones and.
Absolutely. Cool, man. All right, so we can move on to our review and ratings portion. We always start off with the IMDb. It had 333 user ratings at 7.9 out of 10 stars. We do a Facebook poll, and when I looked at it, we had a total of 74 ratings. Turned out to be 3.9 out of 5 stars, so about a 7.8. And we always let our guests go first. John, out of 10 stars, what would you give this and why?
I'd give it an 8. It's a very funny episode. I think to take it to the 9 and the 10 would be somehow having Arthur in there. I mean, him, the banter between him and Doug, but from Doug buying an ice cream truck would be hilarious. I mean, you can only imagine what he would have to say about it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much you could have done with Arthur in this episode, in my opinion. Just like you said, John, just going back and forth, Doug driving home with the ice cream truck. I mean, I could just imagine what Arthur would say.
Arthur trying to get free ice cream, stuff like that.
Exactly. All right, so an 8. That's good. Dusty, how about you, bud?
I know a lot of people don't like season 9, and I'm in the middle with season 9, but for this episode, like John was talking about earlier, the beginning episodes of season 9 were really they were pretty good and they were funny, and this one was hilarious. I mean, it was a different episode, one that we have not seen yet. I mean, of course, but I mean, it's different with the ice cream truck and her being a fake mom and trying to sell a home. I mean, it's very different, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious. Even with Arthur not in it, I mean, I think it would have been really good. I think it probably would have gave above a 9 if Arthur was in it. But I find this really, really funny, and I'm gonna give this. I'd say an 8.6.
Wow,
especially for a season 9.
That's pretty good, man.
An 8.6 for a season 9 episode. I like this episode.
Yeah, I agree. When Dustin sent me what we were doing, I saw season 9 episode 1. I went, oh, geez, what is this one gonna be? I was a little nervous,
That's kind of what I was getting at the beginning of the episode, at the beginning of the show.
I was like, are we gonna have to talk about the apartment in Manhattan? And then I pulled up on Peacock and I saw the thumbnail, and I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, because we've only done one other season 9 episode, and the person we did it with, he's like, kind of had the same reaction, like, oh man, I can't believe we're doing season 9. I wish we could do a different season. But yeah, this. Yes. So Dusty, you gave an 8.6. I'm gonna go a little lower than an 8. I'm gonna do like a 7.5. Again. Using Dusty's reasoning, Arthur wasn't in it, and I mentioned that a couple times. I've said it a couple times. I think they could have done a lot with that. Having Doug own an ice cream truck in itself is hilarious. brought it up. I think what they were, I don't know. I think what they were trying to do, like looking back on it now, with Carrie's, with showing Carrie with the home and everything with the family, that kind of does feed on itself in season 9 a little bit if you think about it. Her wanting a family and and all the stuff that happens throughout the 13 episode season. So that was kind of interesting to look back and like, oh, all right, I kind of see, they're trying to plant the seeds now and trying to feed off of it. So, but again, it was a good episode. I laughed. Not one of the greats, but not not a horrible one. So
man, and let's talking about. We wish Arthur was in this episode. I can just see like Doug driving away on the ice cream truck and Arthur sprinting out the front of the house, holding money up in the air, chasing down the ice cream, trying to get ice cream. Man, if they would have just added that in there.
That's funny. I did want to read some of because we did get a lot of comments on the poll, Dusty. I don't know if you were going to do that or you want me to do that.
I don't have it pulled up here.
Gotcha. So it was kind of a mixed review for the most part. Kind of a mixed review for the for this episode with the comments. And so one of them was, I often skip this one. The funniest part is when they're hiding in the bedroom from the ice cream man. What do we have weapon-wise, which is hilarious. The other one was okay, but not one of the best ones. Not a fan of this one. Home staging is done with furniture, not people. So that person was trying to kind of getting a little too literal in my opinion, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I agree.
But this one, I like this one, but it annoys me that it's a scam in the end, which it is. This is funny, but so Mr. Kaufman asks Carrie to be the mother, or tells Carrie that she's going to be the mother, and she's like, "I'm way too young to be believed to be this kid's mother." He's like, "I think you can pull it off." So that was kind of like a backhanded comment.
What a dick!
But yeah, that was pretty much all the good comments there. There's a couple other ones, and we do appreciate you guys
definitely
making those comments. Keep them coming. So that's pretty much it, John. You made it through. You did awesome on the trivia, and that's about it, man. Do you have any closing comments about this episode or anything that you want to discuss?
If you notice, Mr. Kaplan is now Mr. Kaufman.
Yeah.
And I mean that just kind of plays into the whole King of Queens continuity thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think he's a great character. I like how he's like kind of passive aggressive, and he's just like Carrie's like, you and I are just not.
And he's like that with both characters too. I like how they keep it the same. So that was
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good point though, John. Very good point. Do you want to plug your videography company or anything that you got going on?
Yeah. I'm not sure if anybody here is in that. Any of the listeners are from Michigan, but I do travel a little bit. My company's called Ruthless Media Group, and we do, like I said in the beginning, we do like weddings, 30-second videos for social media. I do a lot of stuff for like car dealerships, stuff like that. So
awesome, that's great.
Yeah, find us online.
Look for Ruthless Media.
That's awesome.
Look for Ruthless Media Group. Dusty, what about us? You want to do some plugging for us?
TikTok, you already say before I even say that, you're already laughing about it.
Here we go.
TikTok it is.
Has nothing to do with TikTok. Has nothing to do with King of Queens.
Well, I mean, I post a lot of the stuff for King of Queens.
No, I know.
So TikTok is at Do Work Baseball Softball NC. So we post a lot of that our TikTok stuff, our King of Queens stuff on that TikTok page. Follow that page and not the other King of Queens page. Just so y'all know. There's another person.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah.
We have a rival?
Well, she
Do they do the same thing?
she recreates the scenes and all that, but she doesn't like match up with the words and all that. So like,
Oh.
Yeah, so
you had
like
one job.
it's like she does it on the first try and doesn't like try it again. So like, I don't know. She friended me and because she liked the recreated scenes that me and my wife were doing, and then she was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna start doing it. So she started doing it, and then she unfriended me for some reason, and I guess she just didn't want to know that or want me to know that she was doing it also and getting all these followers because she's got like a crap load of followers because of her scenes. And I'm a little frustrated. I work my ass off on those recreated scenes.
I would be too.
Yeah, my
you do,
wife
man.
hates
Dusty
it,
does a
we do,
great
like,
job.
So many takes. But so Instagram, or let's do Facebook. Facebook first. Facebook is at Shutty Uppy. Let's Talk King of Queens, and Instagram is at Shutty Uppy Podcast. Send us a follow.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And if you want to send us an email, kingofqueenspodcast@gmail.com. I usually don't get emails, but I'm hoping maybe someday. I know Dusty's wife sent one and I appreciate that. But that's it. I don't even get spam.
That's crazy.
That's how nobody out there likes me. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Thank you,
John. Thank you very much for coming on. We do appreciate
no problem,
your time.
It was great.
If you ever want to come back, we'd love to have you.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Dusty, have a good night, everyone.
Have a great
We'll talk
night.
to you next time.